Today I am reviewing Hunting Lila by Sarah Alderson. I'm giving this book 4 out of 5 stars because I didn't love it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun story. Hunting Lila is about a girl named Lila whose mother died 5 years ago. And after the grief of her mother dying, her and her father moved to England, leaving her brother and her brother's friend, who she's secretly in love with, behind. Now the thing about Lila is she has telekinetic powers. After accidentally letting her powers get out of control, she gets scared and runs away and goes back to the States to seek out her brother and her brother's friend, who she's secretly in love with. When she arrives in the States, there are many questions. There's questions about what her brother and her brother's friend do for a living, and about who killed her mother. When I first started reading the book, I thought it was going to be about them hunting the killers to try and find out who killed her mother and to bring them to justice, but it's not about that at all. First of all, it's called Hunting Lila, and Lila is the name of the girl whose mother was killed, so it's about people hunting Lila. The whole first half of the book, there's a lot of questions, and a lot of Lila being in love with Alex, her brother's friend. But nothing really happens. It's just, why are you being so overprotective of me? What are you keeping from me? And oh my god, I'm in love with Alex. So I found the book didn't really pick up until about halfway through. That's when questions started to get answered and when the Hunting Lila part came into play. Once the halfway point of the book came, I thought it was really exciting. It was pretty fast-paced, there was a lot of running and hiding and oh my god, I love you! Pretty much the only thing that I didn't like about this book was the fact that everyone talked like they were from England. So I get that Lila might have picked up some English words living in England. That makes sense. But nobody else in the book lived in England. They're all American and grew up in the States, and they all talked like they were from England. They said things like car park and lift and bonnet of the car and mum instead of parking lot or elevator or hood of the car or mom. It's mom. People in the States and Canada, in the America area, don't say mum. It's mom with an O. There were a lot of other British words that she used too that I actually had to look up because I was like, what the hell is that? So that bugged me the most, was how they all talked like they were from England, and none of them were, except for Lila was in England for a little bit. But that's it. So I get that the author is an English author, but you can't write a book about Americans and make them talk like British people. Even the way they said some of their sentences, the way that the words were arranged, I could just hear them saying it in an English accent. Because that's how English people talk, not how American people talk. At the same time, it was a little funny, but it made the story less believable for me. Other than that, it was a really good story. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed her big giant love crush on Alex, because he was pretty sexy. And the way that he was protective of her was really... yeah, Alex was pretty hot. And the questions that came up, and the answers, and the twists, there was a big twist in it, and it made me gasp and go, oh! It was a fun story, it was a good read. I'm pretty sure there's a second one, and I will probably read it. It was good enough for me to want to read the next one. 4 to 5 stars, good read.